Horns of Rockers y Headbangers que sintonizan el canal. Bienvenidos una vez más. Hoy estamos en otra tienda en la ciudad de Oslo, Noruega. La ciudad del black metal, pero en este caso esta tienda no está tan enfocada al black metal. Esta tienda tiene un poco de todo. Definitivamente hay cosas interesantes dentro, pero sobre todo lo que me gustó más es que es una tienda muy underground, con un concepto muy old school, muy a la hardcore quizá, muy a la punk. Como pueden ver ahí hasta hay un disfraz de un tigre. La tienda se llama Tiger Records Store o Platebutikken Tiger, como se diría en noruego, que creo que significará boutique de records. Ahí está mi mochila, por cierto. Es un lugar pues no tan amplio, sin embargo pues es un sitio de nicho completamente. Vamos a encontrar tanto dividido por disquera como dividido también por género en otras partes, y entre los géneros pues vamos a encontrar cosas pues muy underground. De hecho aprovechamos y dijimos vamos a llevarnos algo que no vayamos a encontrar en ningún otro lugar, algo que solamente se pueda encontrar en este lugar o aquí en Noruega, y eso es lo que nos estamos llevando. Ya lo verán al final. Tienen tapes también, pero más que nada el vinilo es lo principal, alguna que otra novela gráfica, 7 pulgadas por acá como pueden ver, y ahorita vamos a llegar a lo bueno, al metal. La verdad es que mucho de lo que venden es de su propio label. Por cierto, qué amables, tienen un banquito para sentarte y hasta revistas por si te quieres, por si vienes con tu novia para que no se aburra tanto. Entonces les decía, tienen su propio label y trabajan con disqueras muy underground. Yo creo que se enfoca más por la imagen y demás justo al punk y al hardcore. Me recomendaron ahí algunas cosas al respecto, pero aquí hay playeras, por cierto. Algunas cosas, pero pues no es tanto nuestro enfoque. Bueno, me recomendaron algo de blackened hardcore. Prefiero no arriesgarme, y me mostraron pues algo de su material propio y fue lo que adquirimos para la colección. Entonces llegamos aquí a la sección de metal y vamos a ver que hay mucho under. High on Fire, que bueno, no es tan under, pero tampoco es un expositor grandísimo del género. Por ahí vimos lo más conocidito, mucho de sino también. Cómo son caras las ediciones de sino, ¿verdad? Por cierto que están con Southern Lord, la disquera justamente de sino, y tienen una sección especial, quizá de 20, 30 vinilos, pero especializada solamente en ellos. Más que estuvimos ahí googleando las bandas, más hay tanto black, cosas experimentales, hay mucho death y mucho, miren ahí, Blood Incantation, que para estas fechas ya habrá tocado en el Candelabrum Metal Fest allá en la ciudad de León. Recordarán que en la tienda de Katakomben compramos esta piecesota First Spell de Gehenna o Gehenna, como nos dijeron que se pronuncia en noruego. Pues haber sabido que lo iba a encontrar en otro lado en vinilo, lo hubiera comprado en vinilo y no en CD. Hubiera estado pues más coleccionable. Igual yo siempre lo había querido en CD, así es que no me arrepiento. Otra cosa que vimos por aquí quiero encontrar para mostrarlo, pues así como que de lo más conocidito, Emperor. Pero bueno, hay mucho thrash, hay mucho black, mucho death, todo underground. Nails por ahí. Por acá está esta banda estadounidense medio chicana, que creo que es muy reconocida por aquí, Shivalva, con su Tierra y Libertad. Pues esto lo hemos visto tanto en Suecia como aquí en Noruega, en las tiendas que hemos visitado esa banda, y la reconocen mucho. Pues bueno, eso es lo que vamos a platicar de Tiger Records Store o Tiger Platebutikken. Vamos a pasar una buena entrevista y pues espero que sea de su agrado. Bueno, Rockers Headbangers, ya estamos aquí con el señor Chris. Él es el gerente de la tienda, él está a cargo y es quien nos concedió la cita, nos dio la bienvenida y pues nos va a platicar un poco más de la tienda, un poco más de la cultura de la música aquí en la ciudad. Chris, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Very good, very happy to be here with you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for your time and thank you for all the wellness and the recommendations also.
Of course, it's awesome that you come over here though.
Yeah,
nice.
Great. Well, first and all, I would like to know a little bit of how long have you been open? How did you begin with the store? Why most than all vinyls and a little bit of tapes and things like that?
The store opened in 1996, so it's an old store. It started as a distro for punk and hardcore stuff, and just expanded from there with more underground music, and like in every genre there is like music you can't find everywhere, lots of local music and stuff like that. We used to have a lot of CDs and stuff, but it didn't sell that well, so we focused more on vinyl for collectors and purists in general.
Sure. It's weird because I have seen here that CDs here are more expensive than in Mexico, but vinyls are cheaper here in this part of the world.
Interesting.
And yes, it's kind of interesting. I have heard that CDs have become like something more vintage, and
it really
vinyls
has
are more nowadays, right?
Yeah, but the prices have kind of been stable for like many years. So I don't know why CDs are so expensive and why vinyls are cheaper, stuff like that. I have no idea. It's strange.
It's weird. I mean, different cultures at the end.
Absolutely.
You run also a label. Could you talk us a little about that? Was it before the store, after the store, at the same time?
Yeah, the store also has a label, of course. The store started first, and the label started in 2006, I think. 2006.
Okay.
And releases a lot of punk and hardcore stuff, but also indie rock stuff and folk music and metal, just quality music that you can't find anywhere else, really. Just focus on good music. That's it. Because it's a store for great music, and that's it.
Great. I have seen that there is a need of punk guys to have a record store. So you are like covering that demand. I think,
we're trying at least. Punk music always needs an outlet. You can't always use like online distros and stuff like that, or just go to shows. It's just great to have a physical store where bands can deliver their demos and 7-inches and tapes and stuff like that, and we just help them connect to the audience.
Great, that is really good. Well, I was going to ask you. You also have metal records. How is it to be a non-specialized store on metal, to be in the creep of the black metal, I mean, or the metal in the world, maybe, and having the competence of I mean, this is regarding only to metal, because I know you in the other sites, you are bigger. I mean, you have here I think the most recognized store of extreme metal in the world. So
cool.
How does it run for you?
It's actually really good. We don't focus on different niches of metal, like not just black metal, not just death metal or heavy metal, stuff like that. There's other stores that do stuff like that, but we try to find like the best in every genre. Like we find the best left-wing black metal, focus on that. We find the best thrash metal, focus on that. Like black gaze and everything, everything. Just as long as we think it's good, we want to like push it. We want to sell it and make it available for people, for locals and for tourists and everyone.
That's great. I think I'm surprised that in a city as this, now that you talk about pushing the underground, there is still a lot of bands that are not known outside. I mean, you should have the bigger scene of black metal in the world and well, pushing it more. I mean, we need to know more about these bands as in the rest of the world.
The black metal scene is big, and there's a lot of bands here, and that's what we're trying to do. We try to help black metal bands, we try to help punk bands, and like bands in general who want to break it, or not actually break, but just want to get their music out there. They don't need to make a lot of money. They just want their art
Okay.
to meet people. And that's
Okay,
kind of
okay.
the important thing.
Do you know any metal or punk or any genre, well, any underground genre from Mexico or Latin America that you like?
No, not really. I was a bit into the more experimental hardcore scene, but there's a couple of bands from there, Ars Moriera and stuff like that from the early 2000s that I was kind of into, but not in the later years. No, I have no
Okay.
idea.
Okay. You will actually he will get to know now more about metal in Mexico because we are leaving him these 3 albums.
Oh,
2
awesome.
from Vampiric Funeral and 1 from Saga Heroica. Just take it.
Sounds awesome.
Chicos, ya van llegando sus álbumes, entonces pues aquí se van a distribuir. And now maybe the last question.
Yeah.
Talk us about your history in music apart from running the label. Do you play something? Have you had a band of any kind?
Me personally?
Yeah, you personally.
I've been really into music since I was like 6 or 7 years old. Got into black metal when I was about 11. Like got some tapes from someone around my town and stuff like that. Then I moved to Oslo when I was 18 and started playing different hardcore bands. And I play lots of grindcore noise kind of stuff, and a black and hardcore band I do vocals in and stuff like that. I've always been interested in music, and yeah, especially extreme music and underground music.
Now that you mentioned that you played or began into black metal, I've been trying to uncover some ideas that the people in Latin America believe about the people in Oslo. So in the record store that I have I try to make a different question.
Yeah.
For you will be the people in Latin America, most or at least 10 years ago, used to think that every single teenager in Oslo has played in a black metal band. Is that true or not?
That's not true at all. While black metal is big in Norway, it's still a really, really niche genre. It's not a lot of people who listen to it. If people listen to metal, it's not exactly mostly black metal, but some listen to black metal and play it, but it's just really, really tiny amount of people who does that.
Okay. Para que lo sepan, señores, todas esas cosas que creemos no son del todo ciertas. Well, Chris, I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much as well.
I would like to invite everyone to follow your story in social media. You have Instagram and Facebook, right?
Yeah, we have.
Si alguna vez vienen a Oslo, Noruega, visiten la tienda, pidan recomendaciones, van a encontrar muchas cosas muy buenas. Les agradezco mucho por habernos seguido en este video. Ya lo saben, denle like al video, suscríbanse al canal, comentarios, compartan y síganos en redes sociales, tanto a la tienda como a uno. Muchas gracias por habernos revisado. Keep rocking, keep metal. Se nos había pasado enseñar lo que nos recomendó Chris y lo que adquirimos. Es Sundrovnet Become Ethereal, se llama el álbum. Es una banda de black gaze que nos mostró aquí un poco. Está muy buena. Hay que checarlo, vamos a hacer la reseña y vamos a compartirlo en su momento. Muchas gracias.